BARTISM number 14. Use humor to get your points across or requests granted. Anytime I have to call into customer service of any kind, or I have to talk to a total stranger at a store counter, I always greet them first with a little humor. For example, I'm calling the gas company to get an extension on my bill. They ask, how can they help me? I reply, yes, I need to ask for an extension on my bill, but I also just came from lunch and I have terrible gas right now. Do you have anything that can help take that away? Oh. Or I call the water company. Yeah, hi, I need to make arrangements to pay my bill, but I'm really thirsty. Do you have a cup of water? I mean, it's just a little humor to lighten their day, because many times when you interact with other people, you don't know who you're dealing with. And the best thing you could do is just brighten their day just a little bit with a little humor. And usually when I say those things, they drop the phone laughing and are so eager to help me. You see, again, like I said, people's lives suck. You don't know how their home life is or their personal or their work life is. They could be living their own life in quiet desperation until they talk to you. With just a few words, you might make their day by making them laugh a little. Now, you're not perceived to be like those other demanding fools who call in whining and screaming about their problems. No, you're just the opposite. And because you are, they're going to hit those special keys on their keyboard to erase those NSF fees or whatever it is that you need help with. You see, these people have knowledge of how their systems work. Be nice to them. Make their day. And they just might make yours. I remember, again, calling into companies and just using a little humor. And boy, did they work magic. And I said to myself, who knows to do this? Who knows to call into these companies, start out with a little humor, just make their day, and just be pleasant to talk to. Be nice to them. Make their day. And they just might make yours. So, I tell you. And here was a quick example where somebody called into an insurance company asking about X and telling them something, wasn't possible. And I said, let me give them a call. I did. I spoke to them in my magic tone. I gave them ideas on how to get XYZ accomplished, and they did. And this other person said, how did you do that? How come you got XYZ done, but I didn't? And I probably just replied, it's how you talk to people. You called in with your request. You were straightforward. Yes. Common questions asked. Yes. Normal. Yes. Boring. Heck yeah. I called in and twisted their thoughts around with a little humor and what might be possible, giving them certain scenarios of the situation. And they said, I think I know what you're asking for. You didn't speak it clearly enough, but I think I do know. We can do that. People on the other end, on the other line, they need nudging, carefully, craftfully, and with soft, light, and even light-hearted, humorous tones. And it's funny, don't believe me? Try doing the opposite. Try talking the opposite of how I'm describing and see how that turns out. The next time you need to get something done, maybe from a total stranger on the phone or in person, or you have to make, a heavy point with someone, infuse a little humor into it and see where that gets you. I know for me, it's gotten me just about anything I've ever wanted or needed, per se, within limits, of course, Another example is when you share your fees with clients. I told this to one of my clients who bills her clients for her services. She's in sales, consulting, that kind of thing. She wanted to raise her rates for all the right reasons, but she was afraid to raise them from $3,000 to $6,000. So I told her, tell your clients your new fees have jumped from $3,000 to $12,000, but I'm going to offer you a lifetime, for all my current clients, a lifetime 50% discount if they take advantage of my new services and their fees in the next 30 days. She laughed. She saw the humor in it. And guess what? Her clients loved the 50% discount. I know my clients love my 90% off coupons when I tell them that it's $2,500 per hour just to talk to me, or it's $100 per per number to call me. So let's see, 7 numbers, 10 really with the area code. So that's $1,000 just to call me. And then with every ring, it's $50. But it's that kind of humor that people go, oh, ha, ha, I know what you're trying to say. Okay, well, all right, I'll take it because I know your time's worth it, Bart. $2,500 an hour? Really? Okay, and I get 90% off? They start doing the math. Soften anything you need to say to other people with a little humor. It works 99% of the time. Another one that I use is, Bart, how much do you charge? What would your fees be for this project? And I said, they're unaffordable. What do you mean they're unaffordable? Well, when I do this and this and that and this and that, I wear all these hats and I do this and that, I help you out here. Pretty much, I'm unaffordable. You cannot afford me. So how much have you got? What's in your bank account? Can I see the account balance? I'm using these words with humor to sort of soften the blow that, I work for $2,500 per minute. Oh, did I say per minute? Oh, I said hour before, right? Per minute? Well, it's actually $2,500 per second. Yeah, just to talk to me. So you see what I'm saying? Use a little humor to get your points across or to get your requests granted. It works 99% of the time. I know, because I use it. And I hope you do too.